Good evening, everyone. My name's Brian McGoffin, and I have the honor of serving as the Director of Sports Communications here at Springfield College. Welcome home, and congratulations to tonight's honorees. Your life's accomplishments truly embody our alma mater's humanics philosophy. We are proud to have you as members of our college family. This is such a special evening for Springfield College athletics as we embark on a Hall of Fame weekend in April for the first time. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all of you for helping to make this first chapter of a new tradition such an exciting event filled with so much positive energy. There are so many individuals in this room tonight that have their own distinct legacies that have left a lasting imprint on Springfield College athletics. Our staff has been working tirelessly over the past few months, and I would like to formally recognize Samantha Avery, Kiki Jacobs, and Dr. Kathy Schweitzer for making this transition process a seamless affair. Before we get underway, I would like to introduce a student athlete, Jason Masco, class of 2015. When it comes to a student athlete who represents spirit, mind, and body, a philosophy that we hold so dear to us here at Springfield College, I'm not sure we have a better student athlete than Jason. Jason is a sports biology major who currently owns a 3.6 GPA, is a leader in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes organization, and will plan mission trips after he graduates, and is the starting middle blocker for our men's volleyball program, which will vie for its fourth straight NCAA Division III National Championship next weekend. He will be providing our opening thoughts for this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Masco.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for such a great introduction, Brian. I wasn't expecting all of that. But tonight, I just want to say congrats to everyone who's inducted into this amazing group, and your achievements are being celebrated. So tonight, I just want to open up with a word of prayer if anyone just wants to join me. Okay. To our Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a time as this, where we can dedicate an evening to celebrate the accomplishments achieved by these honorees. Thank you for the warm gathering of family and friends here tonight as we celebrate the inductees of the 2015 Athletic Hall of Fame. Tonight, we reflect on the journeys spent here at Springfield College. We know the hardships that they have faced and overcome, and honor their dedication, efforts, and relentless pursuit to serve those around them. By your grace, you have provided the strength that truly enabled them to strive not only in body as athletes, but in mind and spirit as students and leaders. It is this strength that continues to push them to be great for others, both off the court and fields, and also in the lives of many around them. We thank you for the community of loved ones that has upheld these recipients in times of struggles and was a constant source of inspiration. We are grateful for the former inductees who are present here tonight also. We thank them for their efforts that have led a path not only for these inductees, but also inductees to follow. And we also just thank you, the mentors, the coaches, faculty, friends, and family who have provided unconditional support during these times of hardship and success. For that, we thank you. Please remind us each trial faced, each trial overcome, and every success achieved is another step on the pathway of life that defines who we are and who we will become. Remind us that every opportunity is to better others, and consequently bettering ourselves, is a blessing from you that should be cherished. Continue to bless us with joyful spirits, eager minds, and strong bodies, that we may bless those around us. Amen. Thank you.
Jason, thank you so much for those moving opening comments. There's no better way to start off this evening by listening to inspiring comments from such an accomplished student athlete. And good luck next Friday. Welcome home, everyone. I have to tell you, I'm only going off script just this once, Brian, I promise. Every time I come back to an event, Tammy, where are you? Are you in? She always says, welcome home, Angel. And I just love it. I saw it in the script. I went, oh my God, I get to say it. So I'm going to say it again. Welcome home, everybody here. My name is Angel Ayers. I'm the class of 1993, graduate class of 1997. I'm honored to be your MC for the Athletic Hall of Fame induction tonight. It is a great pleasure to see all of us gathered here like the family that we are. So please sit back and enjoy while we celebrate this very special occasion. The individuals we joined together to honor this evening, and each in her own way, represent the very best of Springfield College. And tonight, they will be the subject of our admiration and our celebration. I know just how our honorees are feeling right now, as I was in their shoes not too long ago. A mixture of emotion and humility, and overwhelmed at the thought that they're about to be inducted into the Springfield College Athletics Hall of Fame. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the other Hall of Famers who are in the room with me this evening, many of which who have paved the way for tonight's inductees. Would those in the room who have previously been enshrined in the Athletic Hall of Fame please stand so that we can recognize you with a round of applause. All right, now let's enjoy a meal together, and our program will resume in about 30 minutes. Members of the Aramark staff.
Good evening, everybody. Please continue with your dinner. I hope you're enjoying it. My name is John White. I'm the Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations. We are so happy to have you here tonight. I bring you greetings from President Mary Beth Cooper, who unfortunately was unable to join us due to a prior college commitment. But Kate Woodward was telling me that the Hall of Famers, their families, had a nice dinner last night at President Cooper's house, and the food is always great. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. First, I want to congratulate tonight's inductees. We're going to hear from them personally in just a few minutes, but you'll learn more about their incredibly impressive accomplishments. But let me just say that these individuals represent the very best that Springfield College has to offer. So it's great to honor them tonight. And speaking of the very best that Springfield College has to offer, Dr. Schweitzer. How you doing over there? Good, good. So after 15 years as serving as Director of Athletics at Springfield College, Kathy will be retiring on June 30th. She has left a lasting imprint of success during her tenure here. You know, Springfield College student athletes have continually been recognized not only for their outstanding efforts in their sport, but also in the classroom. Some of you may know that for the last 3 years, we have finished in the top 30 nationally in Division III in the Learfield Sports Directors Cup, which is basically the measuring stick for how D3 athletic programs perform on the national level at NCAA championships, top 33 years in a row. You may not know that last fall semester, the 711 student athletes that comprise our athletic programs registered a cumulative grade point average of 3.35. That's the single highest semester that our student athletes have ever achieved. Pretty impressive. We are so fortunate to have the talents of Kathy Schweitzer because this type of success does not happen without strong leadership. So on behalf of the entire college community, let me say thank you, Kathy, for all that you have done for our student athletes, for all that you have done for our athletics program, and all you have done for Springfield College. Kathy, would you please stand and be recognized? You're welcome. And she is so thrilled that I just did that. She's so happy. Very nice. So now it's my pleasure to welcome, maybe for the first time publicly, if it's not, I'm going to say it is, for the first time publicly, our new Director of Athletics, although he is not new to many of the people in the audience tonight, maybe who went to Springfield College, say, over the last 20 years. Dr. Craig Poisson. Craig was named Director of Athletics on Wednesday. It has been a wild week for him. Let me give you some advice, my friend. Get used to it. Craig possesses the vision and the leadership style to guide our already very successful athletic program going forward. An athletic program, by the way, that is filled with dedicated coaches and talented student athletes. Many of them are in the room here tonight. So Craig, congratulations. Can you please stand and be recognized? So happy that Craig is taking over. It's just a great transition. We're very excited about that. So let me tell you a little bit about Springfield College today. We are sound financially. We have operated in the black for 12 consecutive years, and our endowment is the largest it has ever been. Our enrollment continues to be solid. We had 570 first-year students enter last fall, which was an increase over the year before, and we also saw an increase in graduate students and transfers. Springfield College remains a well-respected institution. In the 2015 U.S. News and World Report's America's Best Colleges, we ranked 31st out of 180 schools in our category. That's up 24 spots since 2013. Now, the U.S. News and World Report Best American College is not the end-all, be-all, but I will tell you it is influential to prospective students and to parents. It's important, and that's an impressive achievement. And most importantly, maybe definitely most importantly, the value of a Springfield College degree is as strong as ever. In a postgraduate survey, the class of 2013, 95% of respondents said they were either employed or interning in their chosen field, or they were in graduate school. Now, much of that success is due to the incredible network we have of alums, parents, and friends. This network is really one of the characteristics that sets Springfield College apart from other institutions. Our community is comprised of people who are committed to one another. They're committed to the institution long after they leave. So I'm going to wrap up because Coach Deering, I thought, was looking at me before, and I think he's, I feel like I missed a defensive assignment or something like that. He's just like, come on, John, let's go here. We got some things to do. So let me just say this in closing. The future of Springfield College is very bright. Looking ahead, here is what I can promise you. We will carefully examine our flagship academic programs. We'll work with our scholars and our experts to keep these programs relevant and relevant to our students and the current marketplace. And we will ensure that our academic programs will remain consistent with our mission that has guided us for 130 years. We will always emphasize the important connection with academic and co-curricular activities such as athletics. If you went to Springfield College, you know that our experience is about much more than just getting a job. We will continue to create leadership and service opportunities for our students, again, one of our distinguishing characteristics. And we will always remain true to the humanics philosophy, which, after all, is at the very heart of everything we do at Springfield College and everything we've done at Springfield College. So, again, congratulations to all the honorees. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much, and I will turn it over to Angel.
All right, I don't know if you noticed, but the desserts are up, so please help yourself if you'd like to. I think there's coffee, tea, and dessert over there, so please. All right. All right, first, we will be honoring a very special group of individuals. But before we do this, I'd like to have Dr. Kathy Schweitzer, the college's Director of Athletics, to join me for the presentations. We will begin with our first ever Springfield College Team of Distinction, the 1965 men's basketball team who went on a trip of a lifetime 50 years ago.
The Springfield College Team of Distinction, the 1965 men's basketball team. Under the direction of head coach Ed Stites, the Springfield College men's basketball team in 1965 took a 62-day trip through 8 countries, playing exhibition games, conducting clinics, and promoting the institution in the sport of basketball across the globe. Referred to as the Around the World Goodwill Tour sponsored by the State Department, 10 student athletes, Stites, and his assistant coach Anthony Skolnick traveled to France, Italy, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Thailand, China, and Japan from mid-July to mid-September, playing 26 games and conducting over 100 clinics. In total, the team played in front of close to 250,000 spectators by the time the trip was over, including a crowd of 30,000 people in India. The 10 student athletes included Ralph Arrieta, Lawrence Buell, Jamie Chaplin Jr., Benjamin Davis, Leon Drury, Michael Gamari, William Scanlon, Robert Sisson, Reed Schultz, and Paul Wagner, along with Stites, who coached Springfield College from 1956 to 1966, and Skolnick, who was also the team's trainer on the tour while working on his Doctor of Physical Education degree. In recognition of the impact that the team had on the game worldwide, it was inducted into the New England Basketball Hall of Fame during the summer of 2014. The 1965 men's basketball team, our team of distinction.
At this time, I'd like to ask Ralph Arrieta, Benjamin Davis, Eric Janes, William Scanlon, and Tony Skolnick to step forward along with Leon Drury, who will be speaking on behalf of the team.
Thank you very much. There's an old saying, blessed are those who are brief, for they'll be invited back, and we'd love to be invited back. We know we're very, very blessed to represent the college and have this experience of traveling around the world, teaching clinics, playing games, seeing sites that most of you have never seen in your life. If you saw the Slumdog movie about India and things, we saw all that. That was only 1/10 of what India was like in the heat. You never got that by watching a film. We're just all people, a group that grew up, and we became coaches ourselves. And we tried to emulate ourselves like our coach and the other coaches we knew were attending Springfield College. And it's kind of an amazing thing that we've been in touch with each other for the last 50 years. Every 5 years we get together, various places, Lake Placid, Lake George, Cape Cod. We begin getting together in a few months down outside New York City. And that there's a special bond that we have. But the thing is, most of us were athletic directors, and we look back and we say, oh my goodness, you know how blessed Springfield College has been with the staff that they've had, at least when we were at the college. I can't think of a sport where the coach wasn't about to be or was in the National Hall of Fame in their particular sport. Archie Allen in baseball, only had wrestling and swimming, and you name the sport. Kathy Corrigan, one of my classmates, actually won a medal in the Olympic Games. We were very, very proud of being graduates of Springfield College. A couple little funny things that struck us when we got to Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka. We were greeted by Sam Kazi Naismith, class of '59, Springfield College. You know, what'd you do? He says, well, I was a soccer player. I was on Blake Field, but I never graduated. Well, how come? Well, someone came running out from the beverage center and said I had to contact home. Well, what happened? He says, my parents had notified me that they found me a wife. I had to go home and get married. Whoa, you're talking about some 20-year-old guy saying marriages being arranged? All new world to us. I mean, that's what was taking place over there at that time. Another little funny thing, if you want to call it that. After we all lost anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds, not by any reason, you don't eat as much because it's so hot. And you're careful what you drink because they don't have purified water. So we happened to drink 3 cases of Coca-Cola on Ceylon in Sri Lanka. That was the month's supply to the island. The people weren't too happy. And these things are true. And now you're saying, oh, all the good we've done, we're making enemies already because it's something we just take for granted, the abundance of things in our life. We are very, very proud of this honor you presented to us, Tony, your generosity, and that we look forward to seeing you and the other recipients here tonight. We're going to have fun in, 3 weeks? We're all getting together at the Doral Arrowhead Resort outside New York City. the wives really said, we got to get down by New York City. All right, we'll be going down by New York City. And thank you very much. We had a wonderful time here tonight. Oh, good.
Away from the screen or no? Yeah, you can a couple steps forward. Couple steps forward. Okay, keep coming. They don't want the light in your face. There you go. Oh, boy. I'm in.
Hello.
Thank you, as always. Now we'll begin with the induction of our 5 Athletic Hall of Famers. Dr. Kathy Schweitzer will present each inductee with an honorary shadow box. And it's safe to say that our first inductee this evening has more Twitter followers than the entire population of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Cena, class of 1999.
John Cena. In 1998, Cena was one of 3 captains on the football team that was 9-2 and advanced to play in the NCAA Division III championship. At season's end, the accolades rolled in for the senior as he was named a Hewlett-Packard Division III First-Team All-American, a Football Gazette All-American, an ECAC New England Northeast Division III All-Star, and a New England Football Writers D2, D3 All-Star. After graduating from Springfield College in 1999, Cena went on to become one of the most recognizable sports and entertainment faces on the planet. As a WWE superstar and 15-time world champion, Cena combines his athleticism, charisma, strong work ethic, and genuine personality to make him one of the brightest stars in WWE and its hit cable program Monday Night Raw on the USA Network. Cena devotes much of his time working on behalf of numerous charitable causes, including Make-A-Wish and Susan G. Komen. In 2009, Cena was awarded Make-A-Wish's highest honor, the Chris Gracious Award, and in 2012 set a Make-A-Wish record, granting his 300th wish, and continues to keep granting wishes as long as there are children who want to meet him. He has currently granted over 460 wishes, the most of any celebrity or athlete involved with Make-A-Wish. Also in 2012, Cena led WWE's partnership with Susan G. Komen and special edition merchandise debuted, helping raise more than $1.5 million to support Susan G. Komen's mission to eradicate breast cancer and save lives.
As you can tell by this event not being held at the Mass Mutual Center to accommodate all of his adoring fans, John is not able to make it this evening. However, he did want to share his sincere appreciation, and we will hear from him directly now.
What a wonderful evening and momentous occasion. I know everybody there is dressed to the nines because it truly is an occasion of formal celebration. But in my instance, it's a little bit different. As you can hear in the noise in the background and see by my new uniform, I'm actually backstage at a WWE event in Europe getting ready to compete. I can't tell you what an honor this is, to be honored by my peers and by the college to be put into the Springfield College Hall of Fame. I truly wish I could be there in person, but it's one thing I learned at Springfield College. Dedication to craft and hard work allows you to achieve your goals. I'm part of a new team now, and that's the WWE family. And they demand a very rigorous schedule, a schedule that never stops with no off season. And it's what I learned at Springfield College as a part of the Springfield College football team that's allowed me to not only be here in the WWE, but thrive. I've been on the road with the WWE now for 13 years, 52 weeks a year, doing just about 300 live events a year. And the foundation I learned as a Springfield College member of the football team with great coaches like Mike DeLong. Just to give you a really, really quick story, I remember sophomore year, I was always inspired, but maybe a little bit confused. And the spring of my sophomore year, I was thinking about possibly leaving Springfield College. And I approached Coach DeLong about it, and he sat me down, and he basically said very bluntly that nothing in life worth working for is given away for free. And this will be hard. It'll be hard work. and the days will be long and grueling. But at the very end, the achievement and satisfaction of accomplishing my goals will be very worthwhile. And it was right then and there that I applied myself more than ever and became a team captain and a first-team All-American. All because the coaching staff and the whole embodiment of Springfield College got my spirit, mind, and body on the right track. I would not be anywhere if it weren't for my experience at Springfield College. It truly means the world to me to be honored on this day, but I want you to know, everyone in attendance, that each and every day I honor each and every one of you, and whatever Springfield College stands for, synergy between spirit, mind, and body. Every single night I go out to perform. With that said, the show must go on. I want to honor my fellow inductees, wish everyone a wonderful night, and hope to see you in the near future. Till then, see you in the ring. Thank you so much.
Our next inductee in the Athletic Hall of Fame is a man that many in this room are here for tonight. A man who has dedicated nearly the last 3 decades of his life to Springfield College, Mr. Joel Deering, class of 1979.
Joel Deering. Deering, a former men's and women's volleyball coach at Springfield College, will go down in the record books as one of the greatest Division III collegiate volleyball coaches of all time. In 22 seasons at the helm of the program, Deering led Springfield to an overall record of 595 and 196, accumulating a winning percentage of 752, ranking him in the top 10 of all time in Division III. Over the course of his 30-year career as a coach, Deering has an all-time win-loss record of 728 and 310, good for a 701 winning percentage. In his 22 seasons with the women's program, Deering guided Springfield College to 19 seasons, winning 20 or more matches and never posted a losing season. Earning NCAA championship tournament bids 9 times, Deering's teams went to 5 straight NCAA tournaments from 1993 to 1997, winning the Division III Northeast Regionals in 1995 and 1996 to advance to the national quarterfinals. In his final year as a head coach of the program, Deering posted an outstanding record of 31-5 and advanced to the NCAA Regional Championship. That season, Deering was named NEWMAC Coach of the Year. A few seasons prior, in 2008, Deering went 32-5 and won the NEWMAC Championship and advanced to the NCAA tournament, earning NEWMAC and ABCA Regional Coach of the Year honors. In 2003, Springfield posted a record of 34-3, including a school record of 21 wins in a row. Deering spent 7 seasons on the sidelines of the Springfield's men program from 1989 to 1996, accumulating an overall record of 130 and 52, good enough for a sensational winning percentage of 714. Additionally, he was named the Division II Coach of the Year in 1991 and was chosen the EIVA Division III Coach of the Year in 1996. During the 1997-98 academic year, Deering was honored as a Springfield College Distinguished Professor of Humanities, and most recently, Deering was the recipient of the Mintonette Medallion of Merit Award presented to him by the Volleyball Hall of Fame.
Coach. It is a great pleasure to present you with the shadow box and symbolic of your induction into the Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you all so very much for your enthusiasm. 2 pages, wide margins. I'm looking at the story of my life, every part of it, starting my family, who thankfully have no problem keeping me humble. Then my church family, college teammates and classmates, a Roger Williams table representing my formative years of coaching. So many Springfield colleagues, past and present, are here. A few of you I have personally leaned on many times behind a closed door for support, especially Peter Haley, Ken Wall, Keith Bugby, Naomi Graves, and Craig Poisson. Thank you for propping me up when there was nothing left in the tank. To all of my teacher-coach comrades, it's very uncomfortable for me to be here ahead of you, and so many of you have tables just like these waiting for your arrival at this podium, and I look forward to being here when you get this honor. My players are here. Even a whole bunch of setters came. Next to Navy SEAL training, being a setter for me has got to be the most challenging survival experience of all. And so many former assistant coaches are here, along with special friends. What a blessed life. I'm grateful for the tradition of our team banquets where we focused on our seniors and departing graduate assistant coaches. Please think back to the words I said to each of you then or to the heartfelt letters I wrote to you for Senior Day. I'm accepting this award tonight for us. To Dr. Schweitzer and Kiki, Brian, and Sam, thank you for all that you've done in planning this event. To members of the selection committee, thank you for a moment like this. The day I graduated from here, I actually prayed that I'd have the chance to come back. And like so many of you, I love Springfield College and tried to give my best effort every day just as a way of showing gratitude that I was allowed to be called coach here. When notified of this honor, I was overwhelmed, and I surely felt loved in return. To my inductee classmates, Jim and Jen, and to the family of Gilbert Gibbs, it's a special treasure to be joining you, and I salute and congratulate all of you. I wrote a personal note of congratulations to my former student, John Cena, a few weeks ago, and I'm hopeful that he received it. I'd also like to congratulate all the members of our team of distinction. I think of the amazing experiences I had with my teams and family traveling to other countries like Aruba and Ireland, and I recognize that this is a legacy handed down by teams like yours that represent our college so honorably. One of the players on your team, Reed Schultz, was my freshman basketball coach here at Springfield. And like all my Springfield coach, I love playing for him. My dreams to play and coach basketball started with my dad, David Deering. Greatest coach I ever had. And thank you, Brian, for having his picture up there. My earliest memories and moments go back before he entered his many years as a school principal to when he was a three-sport coach and teacher. And I was a gym rat, going to his practices and games. Everything about it was magical to me. And once he left coaching, he told me endless stories about his coaching days. Not intended to be about him, these were stories for me. He taught me how to motivate and have a vision for my players. I also had noticed he was fiery at times and occasionally helpful to the officials. But for the record, using up both timeouts between games 1 and 2, I came up with that one. Dad was with me on the phone every year of my coaching career except my last one. The genuine humbling part of this recognition comes from a place of gratefulness for Dad and so many people pulling for me, supporting me, and all I ever wanted to do was respond to the calling in my life to help other people. That's how I see teaching and coaching, the chance to help by empowering others to figure out how to lead themselves when they make commitments in life with careers and relationships. My mom is right here, and she has modeled for me every day of my life how to be committed. First, in her faith, and then with our Father. And then to my sister Joy and brother Danny, who are here with me, and our youngest brother Jonathan, who couldn't attend. I'm just one of 4, and all of us are educators, and we are part of their legacy. Mom, I have to thank you for not coming back to get me when I was homesick here at Springfield College. It only lasted about 7 semesters, which is when I met the love of my life, Diane. Thanks, Joyce, to you and Phil for this special gift. There are no words I can say to adequately pay tribute for your support, Diane. You are the only person who has shared every single day of every single volleyball coaching season of my life, and you became a big part of the lives of many in this room. We've traveled far and wide to their weddings, and we have shown up in their lives when things were not going well for them. We're in year 5 of this new season in our life. This has become our greatest time for us. I struggled my whole career trying to find balance between work and family. So Aaron, Kevin, and Ryan, we just made you part of it all. Aaron, we did volleyball together on trips to Oregon, Bermuda, and Argentina. Kevin, these folks love telling your stories when you were a little guy and we called you Bubba. Look at you now, putting your SC degree to work. And Ryan, you're doing great things here as a student now. And many in this group remember when you were always the closing act of the camp talent show. I have such pride in each of you and so grateful for the strength of the bond in our family, now growing with our son-in-law Nate and 2 grandchildren. I lasted 2 years in basketball here, never making it to the varsity level, but gained great leadership training from being part of Ed Billick's program. Along came Hall of Fame volleyball coach Tom Hay, asking me not once or twice, but 3 times to give volleyball a try. My 2-year basketball teammate Kevin Lynch had made the move, so I joined him. I did what was needed in 13 months to find my way on the court my senior year as a starting setter. I wore Springfield on the back of my jersey, competing in a Division I level conference against Penn State and others. We were the top team in New England and had been that way a long time. And just a few years later, I became the first women's volleyball coach at Roger Williams. And I promptly recruited Sharon Costelli over there, who just a few years ago was the first inductee into their Hall of Fame, in part for leading our program in year 4 to an ECAC championship. My close friend and assistant coach, Marcus Giannetto, now a brigadier general, was the first of 3 of my longtime assistant coaches, and he had a lot to do with helping me get a men's team off the ground at Roger Williams. Kevin Lynch is the second in that group, and he had joined our staff as well. In our 4th season, we took over the number 1 spot in New England, beating Springfield more than once. That 1989 season was bittersweet, as I was very proud of my Roger Williams guys, but not happy that the Springfield program had slipped. Then, an answer to that prayer. This time I made Ed Billick's team. He was our AD, and his leadership was vital for the work in front of me in coaching both our women's and men's teams. And thanks to strong senior leaders like Mark Straubel, we worked together in my first year, and by the end, Springfield once again was number 1. And within a year or 2, Lynchy had moved back this way and started his longtime volunteer coaching association with our program. Kevin, what an amazing link we've had, and I can't thank you enough. And the other piece of the puzzle was the arrival in America of Coach Lev Millman about 25 years ago. This was at the conclusion of his international playing and coaching career. Through much of my coaching life at Springfield, Lev was part of it and became beloved to our players. Thank you, Lev, for everything. In my first recruiting year, I went back to Rhode Island and got setter Chris Safford to build our men's program around. A tremendous competitor, we never looked back. And by the time I got to my last men's team with Brett Bobby and Tim O'Brien and ended up undefeated in Division III and number 1 in the country to end the season, all they needed now was a championship to play for. And we all know the rest of that story, as those guys went on and won the first of several Moultons and now the last 3 NCAA championships. On the women's side, I'm looking at a remarkable group right now, and you have everything to do with this recognition coming my way. I walked in the door on day 1 and watched Emily Zaradnik play and started pinching myself. I get to coach her, and that train just never stopped rolling. I'm looking at the who's who of SCVB here tonight. The Alicia and Ashley show, or Heather McRae's era. Who else but me could get away with calling a woman Mac? But the SCV passion is contagious, and soon her parents were calling her Mac too. But the gold standard was our program's first-team All-American and Hall of Famer Carrie Camuso-Lavoie, and on her induction day, I was away coaching and I could not attend. And I never thought I'd get this chance. But Carrie, would you please stand up? Congratulations on your selection to the Hall of Fame. The legend of Camuso, your stories have been told many times, and they've inspired our players to this very day. You were the whole package. Best athlete, best player, best attitude. Only caring about chasing team championships. Thank you for being here. All right, it's land the plane time. My final thoughts, my final team. I didn't know I was coaching my last match in 2010. About a month later, my current teaching position was posted, and I knew it was time. But that last match, coming just short, a few points from going to the Elite Eight again, that team so honored Springfield by the way they played. Chasing championships is the Springfield way. I was blessed to do that with all of you. You know, I coached women's volleyball for 30 years, starting right about the time Erin Lee was born. And on that day, like never before, a passion for enhancing opportunities for girls and women in sport burned inside of me, and it has never faded. I see the results in front of me. Erin certainly made the most of her opportunity as a collegiate player and captain at Winnick U. And all of you here tonight know just how special your legacy is, one that has not skipped a beat under Coach Moore long. In fact, as I had hoped, it's grown even stronger. To leave something better than you found it and perhaps positioned to achieve even more greatness, that was reward enough for me. Having every one of you in my life is reward enough for me. To still be called Coach D is a reward enough for me. So I humbly accept this unbelievable Hall of Fame honor with all of you in mind and with a very grateful heart. Thank you.
All right, our next inductee into the Athletic Hall of Fame is someone who left the warm and sunny South Florida climate to return to the campus where she used to heat up the tennis courts. Miss Jennifer Deprit, class of 1995 and graduate class of 1998.
Jennifer Deprit. At Springfield, Deprit was a 4-year starter for the women's tennis program. During her 4-year career, Deprit helped lead Springfield College to a record of 42-11, including 3 Division II New England championships from 1991 to 1993 and the NE10 championship in 1994. In her final season with Springfield, Deprit led the women's tennis program to its best finish in team history, advancing to the finals of the NCAA East region. Individually, Deprit registered a career win-loss record of 55-11. Her senior season, Deprit was nationally ranked in Division II after recording an 11-5 record at the top spot in singles. Deprit was also the best finish among all women's tennis student athletes in Springfield College program history, advancing to the round of 16 at the ITA Regionals. Also during her senior season, Deprit was a co-captain, earned Most Valuable Player honors within the team, as well as receiving the Springfield College Female Individual Sport Athlete of the Year award at season's end. After working towards her master's degree in health promotion and wellness education while working with the women's tennis program at Springfield College from 1996 to 1998, Deprit became the head women's tennis coach at UMass Boston from 1998 to 2001. In 2001, UMass Boston had a record-breaking season, going 10-3 and finishing second in the Little East. From there, Deprit became the senior health educator and wellness coordinator at Bryant University in 2001, while also holding an assistant coach position with the Bulldogs from 2004 to 2011. In 2005, Deprit was honored as the Outstanding Administrator Achievement Award for her work in student affairs and currently works at the University of South Florida as the Director of Wellness Education.
Jennifer Deprit, it's a great pleasure to present you with this shadow box symbolic of your induction to the Athletic Hall of Fame.
Okay. This has truly been an exhilarating weekend for me, filled with reunions and trips made down memory lane. In my wildest dreams, I never envisioned being inducted into any type of Hall of Fame, let alone one for athletics representing a sport I love. My heart is filled with an enormous sense of gratitude. I first want to thank God for blessing me in more ways than I can begin to count. I hope that the way in which I live my life is a reflection of those blessings. I would like to congratulate my fellow class of 2015 Hall of Fame inductees. I truly feel honored to be among this collection of high achievers and record-setting individuals. I would also like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the previously inducted Hall of Famers who are in attendance tonight. It is humbling to be included among the great contributors, coaches, and student athletes connected to Springfield College. I would like to thank my nominator and the selection committee for deeming my accomplishments worthy of induction. It truly is very overwhelming. I believe there are decisions we make in life, which lead to altering moments and ultimately life-changing experiences. Deciding to attend Springfield College has led to many life-altering moments, which produced one very large life-changing experience. It is here that I learned and formed my professional philosophy in leadership and in the field of health promotion and wellness. My true passion in life is to help individuals and groups have an aha moment and realize that they can make a change in their life to lead a more healthy lifestyle. I am so proud to be a graduate of this institution and relish any moment I have to talk about it, especially in Tampa, where some people are familiar with it and some people are not. Most people say, oh, birthplace of basketball, and others say, where? And that's when I'm excited to talk about this institution. I played an individual sport on a team where you needed to defeat your teammates in order to rise to the top, which sounds very counterintuitive to the notion of team. One would think that you don't necessarily make a lot of friends along the way by doing that. Yet I am so proud to say that some of my closest friends to this day are former teammates. My achievements would not be what they are today without the balance of competition and support we provided one another. I am so thankful that my best friend, Kathleen Barrett Johnson, has joined today, and the last recruit I had as a student athlete here, Candice Mangino Lefebvre, are here to join me. I heard from many teammates who are spread out across the country and also in other parts of the world who could not make it tonight, and it was nice to hear their support. I would also like to mention Sarah Roberts Cropper, who was my doubles partner. I was a sophomore, she was a senior. Coach wanted to pair us up together, and I remember saying to myself, Coach is crazy. It turned out, like usual, she was crazy like a fox. I honed some incredible double skills that I never knew were possible, and it was because of Sarah as my partner. My doubles partner, Wendy Comey Drake, who also is not here today, I leaned on her greatly. And while tennis is an individual sport, I loved playing doubles. I loved having a teammate there to depend upon and to support. I would like to pay special note to the team of 1994 and 1995. That was an amazing team, a collection of #1 players from top to bottom. How I ever became a #1 player on that team, I do not know. Anyone could have easily beaten me at any given moment. You all forced me to play my best, and I am so thankful for all of the pressure that you put upon me in order to help me be better. I did not want that #1 spot to be given up. I would like to note that the top 4 players were from the great ocean state of Rhode Island. I'm also very proud to be a Rhode Islander, and so that was very special to me as well. We had one loss that year to Quinnipiac College, and Coach, I still feel bad. I rarely lost doubles and singles, and I lost both matches that day. That still bothers me. We would have been undefeated, so I'm sorry. Speaking of coach, every team needs a coach. I came to Springfield College because of the late, great coach, Vern Cox, whom I'm sure many of you in this room remember. I found out about his passing the day that I arrived to Springfield College my freshman year, and I was lost. I did not know if I should stay. I figured, well, I have to at least stick out a semester. I'm thankful for him seeing something special in me and feeling I was worthy of recruiting and attending this institution. For most of my career, I was privileged to be coached by Dr. Judy Van Ralt, sports psychologist extraordinaire, and a standout tennis player in her own right. Coach, as I have said before, you took in me what was raw tennis and athletic ability and shaped me into a strategic and purposeful competitor. You brought out in me talents that I never knew existed. You helped me to get out of my own way, and you provided balance and calm to a very impulsive and emotional young woman. To this day, I pull from your clear and calm guidance as certain decisions arise in my life. I hope that I and the many players that you have coached throughout the year have made you proud. Simply stated, Coach, thank you for everything. To my family, I do not know what I would do without you. We have been each other's life raft. My dad, the football and baseball star, wanted boys, and he had 2 girls instead. Lucky him. He instilled in his daughters never to give up, reminds us he will always be there for us, and he always finds an opportunity to tell us he loves us. He taught me to ride a bike, to throw a ball, and yes, I throw like a girl, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to sit in a room filled with guys and be able to watch a football game and be able to call a play before, or if there's a foul being called, I can see it before they throw the penalty flag, and that's because my dad always treated us, no matter if we were boys or girls, he treated us the same, and I appreciate that. I was born into a family of strong women. My mom is my greatest champion, who has amassed her fair share of tennis trophies. But what I value most about her is her unwavering support and her unconditional love she provides every single day. No opponent of mine was immune to her making sure they knew when they called a ball out on me when it was clearly in. In fact, I remember a tournament where I could not see her, and Coach told me they asked her to move back. But Mom, I appreciate that because I know you will always be there for me, and I don't know how to thank you enough. I love you dearly. To my sister, Christina, we are more like twins than anything else. You are an amazing athlete in your own right as a former All-Stater in tennis and now a two-time Tough Mudder competitor. I am so proud of you, and I will always have your back. Finally, it would be remiss of me, as the lone female going into the Athletic Hall of Fame tonight, if I did not highlight the importance of sports and physical activity in the lives of young girls and women. Being physically active and playing sports strengthens self-confidence. It enhances self-esteem. It builds resilience. It teaches you teamwork and countless other life lessons which have carried over into my everyday life. It has also taught me now the ability to be physically active the rest of my life. One of my favorite quotes is, "She believed she could, so she did." Please encourage the girls and women of your life to believe they can so that they will. Go SC. Woo!
Our next inductee into the Athletic Hall of Fame is a man who, after competing in both tennis and basketball at Springfield, went on to leave a lasting impression on the sport of lacrosse. Mr. Gilbert Gibbs, class of 1961.
Gilbert Gibbs. While at Springfield from 1957 to 1961, Gibbs was a dual sport athlete competing for both the varsity men's basketball and men's tennis programs. Shortly after graduating from Springfield College magna cum laude, Gibbs began his coaching career in the sport of lacrosse at Montclair High School in Montclair, New Jersey in 1966. At Montclair, Gibbs became a coaching legend, owning a record of 177-35, including going 144-10 in his final 9 seasons and a 42-game winning streak. During his time at Montclair, he won 7 New Jersey state championships, had graduates play in 42 Final Four contests, 6 players win Division I national championships, and 10 earn All-American recognition. Gibbs was also named the New Jersey Coach of the Year 4 times. When Gibbs originally started coaching lacrosse at Montclair High School, there were just 10 high school boys lacrosse teams. According to the New York Times in 2008, there were over 15,000 players participating in the sport of lacrosse. After passing away in 1978 from cancer, Gibbs' name continued to live on. He was inducted into the 1997 New Jersey chapter inaugural class of the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame, as well as becoming the 3rd high school coach to receive the USILA's Man of the Year award across the 65 years of the award's existence. To this day, the annual New Jersey Senior All-Star Game is named and played in his honor, as well as the most competitive division in the New Jersey high school lacrosse. In 2010, Gibbs was inducted posthumously into the New Jersey CSA Hall of Fame, and most recently, in 2014, was inducted into the New Jersey Interscholastic Athletic Association Hall of Fame.
As mentioned, unfortunately, Coach Gibbs passed away in 1978 when he was just 39 years old after a valiant battle with cancer. It is a great pleasure to present his son, Gilbert Gibbs Jr., and one of his former players, class of 72, Gary Mercadotti, to come up and come speak on his behalf and have the box symbolic of his Coach Gibbs induction to the Hall of Fame.
I just wanted to say that, my father's been gone for 37 years, and he lived to 39. And for 13 years, my father shaped what is going on in New Jersey lacrosse today. Everywhere I go, you're Gil Gibbs' son. You're Gil Gibbs' son in the state of New Jersey in lacrosse. And, when we first got here, the guy said, who was taking the pictures, take only 5 minutes. Well, that guy's lucky my father isn't here. If anybody knows him, they know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to say that in the mid-'90s, a funny story about my father, I lived in Clifton, and I attended the, at Upper Montclair Golf Club, the senior PGA Classic versus the NFL golf star, the NFL stars, John Elway, Dan Marino. It was in the mid-'90s. My father was gone for 17 years already. And covering that was Bruce Beck, who's New York NBC sports broadcaster. And he covered my father in the 70s for UA Columbia TV Suburban Cablevision. And I knew he would know who I was, but I figured if I said something to him and said my father's name, he may give me a reaction. So I said to Bruce, who had NBC credentials, my name is Gil Gibbs. Do you know my father? He said, oh my God, your father was the most courageous man that I ever covered. He was dying of cancer, and he went and coached games for 2 years and had cancer all over him. So, this is a man that covered Lawrence Taylor, Don Mattingly, Tom Coughlin, Bill Parcells. And he said, your father had more courage than anybody I ever covered. So, if that doesn't explain my father's courage, I don't know what does. But really, Springfield College, I'm starting to really realize what really shaped my father to what he became. I didn't know because I was 15 years old, but it's just amazing. And everybody says, who is Gil Gibbs? Who is this man? And I'm going to bring up at least somebody I think that can tell you who he really was. 1972 All-American Gary Mercandani.
Thank you, Gil. On behalf of Coach Gibbs, the Gibbs family, and Gil's mom is sick and she couldn't be here tonight, and she's very sorry that she couldn't be here. We'd like to congratulate all the inductees tonight, and we'd also like to thank Springfield College. And I would like to echo Gil's words. What I've seen tonight of the inductees tonight, the women and the men, great class, great character, all the things that Coach Gibbs embodied, and now I see why. This is one great institution. It really is. It's awesome. I was fortunate enough to play for Coach Gibbs from 1969 to 1972. Quick story about one of the games we played my sophomore year. We played a championship game, one of the few games we played, actually the only game we played on the football field. The football coach was pretty tough. He didn't like us to play in a football field, but Coach Gibbs convinced him, and he's, okay, you can play in a football field. Well, we lost that game to Fairlawn. That was the state championship game, and it was a tough loss for us. After the game, myself, one of the older captains, I was only a sophomore and a junior, we went up to Coach Gibbs' house, and we played pinball with the coach after that. We felt that it was the right thing to do, and he was that type of man. He took everybody in. He took you into his house, and as Gil said, he was only 15 years old at the time. And he said, Gary, he said, tell me about my father. Tell me, what he was all about. I was very young at the time that he died. Well, I said, Gil, what I can tell you about your father is that my son is the coach of Delaware Valley University today, because of your father. That's how much your father meant to me. And he touched the lives of thousands of children in a very short time. What he did in his short lifetime, most people couldn't do in 10 lifetimes. He was a wonderful man. I loved him. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him and that I don't talk to him. Whatever I am today in my lifetime, whatever that is, it's because of him. He's a wonderful man. We all love him. We all miss him. Certainly, he died too soon. And I'd like to thank you all for having us here tonight. Thank you.
Our final inductee was a standout member of the football and track and field teams during his time at Springfield and has gone on to impact thousands of high school students. Mr. James Woodward, class of 1973.
James Woodward. Woodward, a dual sport athlete at Springfield College from 1969 to 1973, was a 3-time letter winner as a member of the football program, as well as a 4-time letter winner as part of the track and field program during his time on campus. Earning 3 Springfield College Male Athlete of the Year awards during his 4-year career, Woodward was a captain and All-New England defensive tackle his senior year, as well as setting a pair of Springfield College records in the shot put. During his senior season, Woodward was undefeated in the shot put and finished 10th overall at the NCAA championships in the event. After graduating from Springfield, Woodward became the head track and field coach as well as a physical education teacher at Mahar Regional High School from 1976 to 2012. During this time, Woodward was also the head coach of the Mahar football team from 1982 to 2011, where his teams played in 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them. Over the 30-year span with the football team, the 5-time Coach of the Year won 10 inter-county league championships and posted a record of 180, 131, and 1. As a track and field coach, Woodward's team won the Division II Western Mass Championship 4 times, the league championship 10 times, and coached over 50 Western Mass champions. In 2012, Woodward was inducted into the Massachusetts High School Football Coaches Hall of Fame, as well as being inducted into the Tantascwa Regional High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Woodward is currently the athletic director at Mahar Regional High School.
James Woodward, it is a great pleasure to present you with this shadow box, symbolic of your induction to the Athletic Hall of Fame.
I would like to first congratulate my fellow inductees tonight, John, Joel, Jennifer, and the Gibbs family, as well as the 1965 basketball team. We will always be connected to Springfield in a very special way from here on in. I'd like to thank my daughter, Sarah, for the nomination of this award, and I'd also like to thank Dr. Kathy Schweitzer and her committee for submitting me for this very prestigious award. To be honest, I thought my time had gone by. To say that I am ecstatic about being inducted into the Hall of Fame is an understatement. I would also like to thank my wife, Kate, who I've been married to since the summer of 1972, and she has supported me throughout my collegiate and professional career, plus gave us 2 wonderful children. My daughter, Sarah, who is a graduate from Springfield and is a PhD candidate here now and is coaching volleyball and track and field at Mahar Regional. My son, Scott, a graduate of UMass Amherst, and is currently the offensive coordinator of football at Fairleigh Dickinson University. When I was in high school, trying to decide on where my future would take me, Springfield really wasn't on my radar. I was leaning towards attending UMass or Northeastern, until I ran into a former high school teammate of mine who was attending Springfield College. He asked me what my plans were, and I told him that I wanted to major in physical education and compete in football and track. He suggested that I visit Springfield and talk to the coaches. That following Monday, I came to campus, and my friend Emil Pauly, who's sitting here in front, brought me to Judd to meet Coach Dunn. Before I could make my way to the third floor, Coach Vern Cox came out of his office and asked me what I was doing there. I told him that I was interested in attending Springfield College, and he just about dragged me up 3 flights of stairs to Coach Dunn's office. I had known Coach Cox because Springfield used to host the Western Mass Track and Field Championships, and so that's how we were familiar with each other. From that day forward, Coach Dunn and Coach Cox had a profound influence on my life. They both taught me that winning is important, but family and team always came first. I never forgot that, and I tried to stress that philosophy to my student athletes I have coached over my career. When I arrived on campus in the fall of 1969, freshmen weren't allowed to play varsity football, so I joined the freshman team. I met my new teammates, quarterback Gene DiFilippo, fullback Sugar Bear Bob Young, running back Billy Gray, offensive lineman brothers Stuart and Stanley Battle, and John Mosen, running back Billy Gray, and defensive back Michael Derry, and many more. That year, we had an undefeated team. The next 3 years of football were awesome. I got to play with some players with great conviction to the game of football. Tackle, Emil Pauly, was the best tackle I played against, and I got to practice against him every day. That helped me, in a big way, become the player I developed into. We had a fullback named Wayne Sanborn, another great player. In a game against AIC, a drive in the fourth quarter, he carried the ball in every play until we scored, and each carry was the 5 to 10 yard, so you can imagine how many times he touched the ball. I still think he has nightmares about that game. Wayne left it all on the field that day. There were numerous outstanding players on my teams over the years, and it was a privilege to play with all of them. My 4 years of track and field were exciting as well. We competed against Dartmouth, and I developed a rivalry with one of their throwers. Our coaches had been rivals in college, so it was natural for our coaches to hype up that competition every time we met. I was able to get a victory 7 out of the 8 times we met. Other schools we competed against were UMass, UConn, Boston College, Rhode Island, and many more. We traveled to the New England Championships, the IC4As, and Penn Relays in Philadelphia, and the National Championships in Indiana. And that was the first time I ever got to ride on an airplane. Springfield College was responsible for allowing me the opportunities to be hired for my jobs that I've had over my career. The coaches I have had, Coach Dunn and Coach Cox, I have already mentioned, but there were so many more. Coach Klacka, Kevin Coyne and Phil Conway in track, Coach Mancini, Coach Ford, and Coach McPherson in football. All of these coaches were teachers too, and that's what made the relationship so special. The coaching courses that I were taught all by the head coaches of the sport. Principles and Problems of Coaching was a new course, and it was very enlightening, giving me a perspective of what to expect. My first PE class was Introduction to Physical Education, taught by Diane Potter, and she set the tone in that first class on how I would view the rest of my major classes. Throughout my professional career, as a coach, teacher, and administrator, I have had the opportunity to supervise student teachers from Springfield College and other colleges, and I have to say that Springfield College student teachers are head and shoulders above the others. The way teaching and coaching are taught here, that Springfield prepares each graduate to enter their professional career fully prepared. The exposure the students get in their skill classes, modules, pre-practicums, and practicum experiences are like no other college or university. It helps the students to understand what is out there, and they are better equipped to handle the rigors of being in the real world. During my 41 years as a teacher and a coach, I've had to change my approach a number of times. If I hadn't, I would have lasted. I first started out as a tough, no-nonsense guy where it was my way or the highway. Then after a time, I saw that approach wasn't working, so I had to adapt. I had to make the student athletes think that they had a say in what was going on by listening to some of their suggestions and then going ahead and doing it my way anyway. The last change I made in my approach was to answer the why question on just about everything we were doing. I found this to be very time-consuming, but once they understood the why, then I could teach them the how, and the student athletes were more invested in the process. If I have learned anything from my experiences, is that everything is not black and white. There are gray areas in which you have to deal with. Every student athlete is different, but you must try to treat them the same, which is very hard to do. You can be tough, but at the end of the day, you must let them know how much you care for them. My job was to make them the best that they could be as an athlete and as a person. You never want to lose sight of the qualities you are trying to teach them. Teamwork, sportsmanship, integrity, treat others like you'd like to be treated. Good things come to those who work hard. Leadership, along with many other important characteristics. These are not traits that I invented, but are traits that were emphasized to me as a young man here at Springfield. And for that, I will ever be grateful. Springfield College philosophy of spirit, mind, and body is very prominent in my life today. Spirit, mind, and body incorporates the total person, molding their character and who they have or will become. For me, the spirit, I feel, is what drives me to give me the energy to carry on the task I am trying to accomplish. The mind is striving to learn new avenues in which to carry out new goals and objectives. And the body is how I put into place a new plan of action, like designing of an offense or defense that fits your personnel rather than doing something that they may not be equipped to do. My decision to attend Springfield College was one of the best choices I have made in my life. My dad told me that he wanted me to go to the best college that I could for the major that I wanted to follow. And he didn't care how much it cost. I guess it was well worth the $2,900. The experiences that I had as a student and as an athlete have guided me through my entire career in education and athletics. My coaches mentored me, helped me form my own coaching philosophy as a young professional. Without my coaches and teammates, I would not have had a successful athletic career that I did here at Springfield, which has allowed me to be honored here tonight. Springfield will always have a very special place in my heart, and every time I come to campus, I am flooded with memories of my time here. I will always be a Chief. I'm not really sure what a pride is. Thank you.
And Jim, don't sit down yet. May I ask the 4 Hall of Fame inductees to please come to the front? Without. Right over here by the easel. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Springfield College, I hereby induct you into the Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2015 Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. Congratulations to our team of distinction.
To the members of the Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame, your fellow alumni, and the entire Springfield College community, thank you for your outstanding accomplishments and contributions. We are exceedingly proud of you, and we thank you sincerely for coming home. Welcome back home. We thank you for your honor tonight and blessing us with your presence, your significant contributions to others, your tireless dedication to your alma mater, and your excellence in the workplace and on the playing field are living examples of the teaching of this institution and its unique humanics philosophy. Speaking of humanics, part of this Hall of Fame weekend, Springfield College celebrated yesterday Tom Waddell Day. The professor of humanics, Marty DeBrow, paid homage to Dr. Waddell's life and commitment to humanics and diversity. At a college that prizes sports and service, at a school that hangs its hat on humanics, Tom Waddell was an absolute beacon. Tom Waddell graduated in 1959. He was inducted into the Springfield College Hall of Fame in 1990, and some of his considerable athletic accomplishments are noted on his plaque. The last line of that plaque hints at his wider humanitarian mission, his profound commitment to the greater good, and that line alone did not do justice for what Tom Waddell accomplished. To name a few, he was a doctor who traveled around the world treating patients with infectious diseases. He was an outspoken advocate for justice and traveling to Selma in support of Martin Luther King's work on voting rights in 1965. He publicly stood for the controversial Black Power sprinters in the 1968 Olympics, of which he was a decathlete. And probably his greatest legacy was launching the Gay Games in 1982, which is growing in numbers every 4 years. Tom, who was gay, died of AIDS in 1987. However, Springfield College was slow to acknowledge his accomplishments and his sexual orientation. A supplementary plaque, which is displayed here, will be installed next to his 1990 Hall of Fame plaque. And as Dr. Mary Beth Cooper said yesterday, hopefully this rights the wrong. Tom Waddell was honored yesterday. And as John White mentioned earlier, I am retiring on June 30th, and there is never an easy time to leave such a wonderful place at Springfield College. Some of the takeaways that you may have heard tonight are what athletics brings to someone's life, about character, about teamwork, about leaving something better than what you started with. The reason to attend Springfield led to life-altering changes. Nothing in life is given away free. Empowering to make a commitment to life, chasing championships, great character. Winning is important, but family and team come first. I am confident that Springfield College will continue to build on its rich and storied history as it moves forward to bigger and better things. And I know firsthand, having worked, I told Brian I shouldn't do this, having worked with Dr. Craig Poisson for 19 years, that the Department of Athletics could not be in better hands. Springfield College got it right, Craig. I will forever cherish my time at Springfield and will always remain a proud member of this community that has come to mean so very, very much to me. All of you sitting out there know that one never really leaves. Springfield College is a part of who you are. Since my arrival in 1996, I've been fortunate to work with a fabulous team of colleagues and watch our student athletes develop into wonderful alums. We can all take pride in what we have accomplished together. I look forward to thanking each of you personally in the coming months for all that you have done to help me and to help Springfield College over the last 19 years. I look forward to celebrating with you all that we have accomplished together. Go Pride. And I would like to just mention one other individual in the audience who is retiring with me this year, Cheryl Raymond, women's gymnastics. Would you please rise? Be recognized. And then finally, please join me in bringing Angel back up. What a wonderful job you did tonight, Angel, and moving us right along. And I would like to present you with a very small token of our appreciation for a job well done. Angel Ayers.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nice. This is awesome. All right, and it's now our custom. We'll close with the singing of the alma mater. I'll say, when I got this, I remember the person who used to do this, they had to sit here and sing, and I'm like, oh, good Lord, I'm not doing this. I'm like, I think I don't want to do it anymore. But I was so happy that we have in Maroon 13, I believe is the name. So they are going to lead us, and I'm going to go way over here and sing it so you all, I don't ruin the evening. All right, take it away. Thank you. So much better than what I would have had to do that. All right, that concludes the evening, everyone. Safe travels back, whether you're a chief, a maroon, or pride now. Good luck all.